All right, we are going to do a little tutorial here. I just posted a new activity about doing kind of a soundtrack for a movie. And so I'm going to kind of show you how we can go about it. Now, if we were in school, we would need a Mac computer for this. We can do it using either using, I don't know if I have it on here. I might have it on here. Yeah, um, we could probably do it in Premiere. Where is Premiere? Anyway, somewhere. Premiere. Maybe I don't have it on in here. There it is. It was just below the thing. We could maybe do it in Premiere or in whatever video editor we use. The only problem with that is you need the music. So you need the music, and this competition in particular, you can't use copyrighted music. So normally we just pull it from our iTunes or something. If you want to, all the music on our Mono a Mono page can be used in movies. We're not gonna come and actually this is live to air, so that can't, and that neither of these audio comics can. But all these other ones, I don't think anyone's gonna get on your case about using that music. Now, what we want to do, there is a cool show called Westworld. Here is a friend of mine's score of it, Mason Tickle. He's pretty good at this stuff, and he did one here. You can Google it. This is what I Googled in YouTube, and it's got his version of it here. Verified. So all those drums and things in the background are what he added. Now, on our Google Classroom, I've already downloaded it. I've got the Westworld assets here. You can check out how it originally sounded. This is how it originally aired when it was on TV. I think this is an HBO show, so this is how it actually was on HBO. That music in the background. So see, you can hear that. They've also provided the exact same clip with no music. So we can check this out. See, you almost couldn't even hear them say that in the other one. And there's the shooting and everything. So, the activity here is to try and add your own soundtrack to this clip. Now, one way that you can do it is if you open up your Finder. I've already got my Finder open here, so if I click Finder, I'm in here. I was down here. There's a free app called Garageband. Now, if you go on their site, they suggest that you use an app called Logic or Ableton or a whole bunch of other things. GarageBand is the exact same as Logic with some limitations. So it's like the free version. You can only have 16 audio tracks, things like that. Now, one thing that I've done is this is my cool little analog Microbrute here that I usually have hooked up. You can kind of see it now in my extra wide HD video camera that I got going on. My analog kind of station over there, I usually have it hooked up in there, but what I found out was cool is via USB. So if you have a USB piano, if you connect it to your to one of the Macs, this can turn into a USB controller, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to open up GarageBand here. Loading. This was an old song I was playing with, so I'm going to start from brand new. This is so that I can use the keyboard to start it, but you could do empty as well. This just gives me a couple things already in here. Now, Here are a whole bunch of instruments, your library. You can pick. What I'm going to do in that same Finder window, I had those Westworld assets. Here's the one with no music. Oops, I have it open twice now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the one with no music into my project here. Now, it'll take a second. It's going to bring in the audio, bring in the video as well. So here's the video, and it made it really big. I'm just going to resize it and make it a bit smaller because I want to edit all this stuff in the background. So here's the clip. Now, if I were to hit play, it's got the metronome on. That's what that clicking is. But there's the video of what's happening. You can kind of see the audio here.
Enable semi-automatic control. Disable.
Okay. Now, if you don't have a USB keyboard, like how I've hooked up my Microbrute here, what you can do is you can go to Window and say Show Keyboard. Now, on here, you can play the piano. If you don't quite like it like that, you can switch to a keyboard kind of view, and then same thing. You push whatever letter, and you're playing that key. What's cool about this is I should be able to play it like that. Now, I don't think really a piano will fit that good in here. Like if I hit play, I can kind of play with it. Doesn't sound that great. I want to switch. Now, because I think I picked that weird one, there are a ton of things in here that I probably don't need. So I'm going to get rid of some of these. Some of these synths might be cool. So if you want that many things, you can always change it. So right here, it's on this Steinway Graham piano. I can always change it. And if I want this smaller to view the other stuff, sometimes maybe your library opens like this. Just click piano down here and it goes back. I'm going to go back to some synthesizers now. What do I want? An ARP. Let me hear what that sounds like. That could be cool. Okay, so there's tons of weird stuff. I would play with the sounds. I'm going to turn this way down so I can hear what's going on here. And let me just see. I'm just going to hold one note and see how it sounds. I'm going to get this up here. Actually, because I've got my cool keyboard, I'm just going to close that for now.
Verified. Enable semi-automatic control. Disable safety features. Maximum speed. Go.
Which is pretty cool. That sounds kind of cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record that. So I just actually played 2 notes. A lot of... you can do this right on that keyboard on the screen too. A lot of like the Jaws is just... If you play 2 notes that are side by side off by a half step, then it kind of gives this eerie sound. So that's what I'm just doing right there, is playing a couple off by a half step. Now, if I hit this record button, anything that I play using this, I might have just switched, no, galactic layers, will record. So I'm just going to record a little bit of it here.
Verified. Enable semi-automatic control. Disable safety features. Maximum speed. Go.
All right, that's good enough. Because I'm just showing you. Normally, yes, I would spend more time putting things into this. But let's suppose I like this 80s synth. Let me see. Nah, I don't really like that one. I'm going to delete that one, in fact. I'm going to see what this dream voice sounds pretty cool. Now, I maybe don't want to play the whole thing again, so I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it down here. Oops, I messed that up. Undo that paste. I'm going to come back to over here, right at the beginning. I'm going to paste it. I think it was the dream voice that I liked. Command B. And now it has, it has set up the exact same notes as the galactic layers down here on this one. So let's hear what we're playing. Oops, I just looped that one little bit. If it's going to loop again, I may have to extend it.
Enable semi-automatic control. Disable safety features. Maximum speed. Go.
So there we go. Now, suppose I played one of the notes wrong. You can go right in here and kind of edit what's going. The piano roll, it should be there what I've played. Let me just see. It doesn't, I didn't come in till there. But let's suppose I didn't quite like that note and I wanted to play it higher. I didn't quite come in on time either. So now it's going to sound a little bit different. And I just changed this for the one that I double clicked. So just this dream voice here. Might not sound perfect because I kind of set it up. Those notes may not go together, but we can play it and see.
Enable semi-automatic control. Disable safety features. Maximum speed. Go.
So you could go in and you could edit, you could copy, you can paste these notes, you can make it so that they're there for much longer, and then you can go in. Now, you could even go in and let's suppose, I don't know what this sounds like. Let's go back and let's get some orchestral strings, string ensemble. Because usually in TV shows there's lots of strings. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to come down to the strings. I'm going to paste that in for the strings. And now I should have a string track with it as well. I think I was, when I was watching the audio here when to switch. I saw that something big was going to happen here, so that's when I switched my note. But you may even want to start it right from the beginning. I don't know, I just did that for what I was doing.
Verified. Enable semi-automatic control. Disable safety features. Maximum speed. Go.
Now, that's just a quick example of what you can do here. There are so many sounds. I mean, your sound library is massive. Um, if you don't have dual monitors, I only have one monitor here. Things kind of get in the way a little bit, but there are so many. Like if you think of even Mellotron, in here there are a whole bunch of Mellotrons. Um, Guitars, there's a whole bunch of guitars. So you can kind of go in and out of these kind of folders and see that there are a whole ton stringed. There's even more in here. So if I wanted to change it, I didn't quite like it as that, I could come back and hear, what does it sound like? As that thing. I couldn't even really hear it there.
Verified.
Oh, it's quiet.
Enable semi-automatic control. Disable safety features. Maximum speed.
Oh, you know what? Sometimes it's not in the octave, so maybe that one is playing, but it's not. Yeah, there it goes. So that first note, it wasn't picking it up. So I gotta turn that down.
Oh.
I don't really like that, but whatever. You can kind of play with it, you can mix it, and you can kind of put together your soundtrack. Then at the end, you're gonna want to movie, export audio to movie. And if I were to click that, you would say what you want to save it as. You can come down here, 480, 720, 1080. You probably want to go to 1080p, especially if you're doing, actually it allows you to submit in 720 as well, so 1080 or 720 I would probably export at, and then you can pick the folder. So this is my Garageband folder. That might be where I export this clip to. And then there you go. That's how you can come and put together your musical score. Anyways, I'm getting way into it. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do in here. The automation is you can make it louder and quieter as you're going through. Whole bunch of different stuff. Whole bunch of different things that you can do in here. And then in the end, you can kind of see how your score adds to the music there. Hopefully this helps. Again, I'm not super amazing. This is the first time. This is the first time I'm actually connecting with my Microbrute. I thought I'd just give it a shot here. My Microbrute usually doesn't sound anything like this, but it's kind of cool that it can also be a USB controller right there too. So if you have something like that that's got a USB connector, chances are good that it can be a USB controller for all these different instruments that are in here. Maybe for some cosmic insects. That would be pretty cool too for a movie.
What's happening to him?
I think he's switching genres.
Anyways, hopefully this helps. I sometimes get lost in this because it's so much fun, and hopefully if you've got something like this that you can play with, you can have fun doing it too. All right, good luck.